The world was shocked by a recording that spread rapidly, a sound of Jungkook's cries so loud it left the entire BTS army frozen in confusion. The BTS main vocalist, known all this time for his composure, suddenly couldn't hold back his emotions during a closed group reunion. What really happened? Why did a moment of happiness turn into an outpouring of deep tears? The BTS reunion had long been awaited by millions of fans around the world. After the members were busy with individual activities and military service, the meeting was supposed to be a symbol of joy. However, behind the smiles captured in several video snippets came one shocking clip. Jungkook hugging one of the members tightly, his body shaking from uncontrollable sobs, while his cries echoed clearly in the room believed to be the internal meeting location. A source claiming to be close to management stated that the mood in the room shifted drastically when Jungkook arrived. He seemed to have been holding something in for a while. The moment he locked eyes with Taehyung, he completely broke down, the source said. In the clip now viral among the army, Taehyung is seen gently patting Jungkook's back while whispering words the camera couldn't capture. This moment triggered a wave of emotions, reminding many fans of their relationship, which was rumored to have been strained. Was Jungkook's crying purely out of happiness? Or were old wounds suddenly reopened as he fell into Taehyung's embrace? Speculations arose. Some suggested the emotional outburst was triggered by the mental burden of being BTS's frontman, the weight of public pressure, and longing for the close friendship they once shared. However, observant fans noticed one striking detail. Jungkook was wearing a bracelet gifted by Taehyung, which had been absent from his wrist in several recent appearances. This wasn't just a reunion. Those tears symbolized something much deeper, said one fan in a long weverse post that garnered thousands of likes. Others connected the moment to Jungkook's latest solo song lyrics, full of meaning about loss and the desire to return home. Many believed this home wasn't just BTS, but also the emotional bond between him and Taehyung that had once been fragile. Amid the swirl of speculation, social media flooded with videos, photos, and analyses trying to decipher the moment. Yet no official statement has been made by the agency regarding what actually happened during the reunion. This uncertainty only further divided the army, between those who fully believe in Jungkook's emotions and those skeptical of the circulating video's authenticity. Interestingly, a few days after the viral moment, Taehyung posted an old photo of himself with Jungkook on Instagram with a brief caption, "All is well now." With just 3 words, the post made thousands of fans cry, believing a wound had healed and their relationship was once again strong. Several South Korean artists also commented with messages of support, showing this moment not only shook the army but the entire entertainment industry. On the other hand, Korean cultural psychology experts emphasized that crying in public, especially by someone like Jungkook, doesn't happen without reason. For Korean men, crying in a friend's embrace during a reunion means there has been a long-buried burden. This is a sign of trust and healing, said Professor Ji Eun-ha in a local media interview. Even so, some fans began questioning the validity of the circulating video. Some believe the clip is merely a creative edit combining old footage with a new narrative to sway public opinion. In fact, some accounts that first uploaded the moment have since deleted their posts, raising further suspicions. Did Jungkook truly cry in Taehyung's arms? Or is all this just a collective imagination that has turned into belief among fans? So far, the answer remains unclear. One thing is certain, the moment has left a profound impact on armies worldwide, either as a reminder of the fragility of human relationships or as a reflection of how easily emotions are triggered in the era of social media. Now, the biggest question arises: if the crying moment really happened, does it mark a new chapter in Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship? Or does it symbolize the invisible pressures a superstar has to carry? BTS has always been surrounded by love, but also by rumors and never-ending expectations. One thing is clear, whether true or not, the hug and tears have reminded the world that behind the glittering stage lights, there are hearts that are just as fragile. And for the army, only time will tell if this moment is a mirage or a reality that will open a new page in BTS's history. Yet behind the frenzy sweeping cyberspace, a big question arises. Did Jungkook's crying moment really happen as depicted in the circulating videos and photos? Or have we all been swept into a narrative deliberately crafted to stir sensation? Several social media observers have begun scrutinizing the spread pattern of this content. They pointed out that the viral video clips on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube show signs of visual manipulation, both in terms of sound editing and image fragments taken out of context. Have we, as fans, failed to distinguish between fact and illusion created by social media algorithms? If so, what are the consequences for our perception of the idols we love? This viral moment seems to illustrate how easily the public can be inflamed by recordings that may not be authentic. Many fans flooded the comments with virtual tears and unverified assumptions. But have we ever paused for a moment to ask, who first spread the video? Do those accounts have credibility? Or were they merely chasing attention? It's important to realize that the information circulating now comes from various online media, including TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, which do not all enforce strict verification standards for content accuracy. In the digital age, where anyone can become an instant journalist, the risk of fabricated narratives is greater than ever. So how can we be sure the story isn't merely a fabrication designed to exploit fans' emotions? Some even argue that phenomena like this are a form of emotional engineering, where fans' emotions are exploited to boost traffic, views, and engagement on social media. If this is true, shouldn't we be more vigilant about such emotional traps? Do we want to be passive consumers of information, or are we ready to think critically and demand the truth? Provocative statements have also begun to emerge. Is it possible that certain parties deliberately spread the narrative about Jungkook's tears to gain commercial benefits? If the moment was real, why hasn't a single major South Korean media outlet covered it directly? Why has the agency not provided a clear statement until now? Is it because they don't want to prolong the rumor, or because there's nothing to clarify? All these questions force us to reflect more deeply. As fans, of course, we want to believe in the closeness of BTS members. But are we ready to accept the reality if the moment we've imagined all this time was merely a beautiful story that never happened? This phenomenon should serve as a lesson for all of us about the importance of being skeptical and reflective in responding to any information we receive. Do we want to remain trapped in a stream of speculation whose truth is unclear? Or would we rather wait for an official clarification so as not to worsen the situation by spreading potentially false news? We invite all readers not to immediately believe every piece of news circulating, especially if its source comes from social media that lacks clear verification standards. Let's ask ourselves, does this news truly reflect reality, or is it merely an illusion deliberately crafted to fulfill our emotional expectations as fans? Because in the end, critical thinking is the purest form of love for BTS members. By being rational fans, we not only protect ourselves from information manipulation, but also help create a healthier space for the idols we admire.